Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Yin Yang Podcast, episode 23. I'm your host, D-Pad. With me, as always, is the talented YuyuKirby.
Oh, fuck you.
and our special guest star. Welcome once again, RobotToaster.
Hi, guys.
We really should probably just have her be a part of this, considering
We'll
how
have to talk
much
about...
she's been on.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to talk about that after then.
Yeah,
okay?
True.
Yeah, but sorry that there hasn't been a podcast in 2 weeks, you guys. Work has been incredibly busy for me, especially with Valentine's Day now done with. Work did a Valentine's supper with the restaurant that kind of connects to our building. So a bunch of us had to help set things up for that. I'm lucky that I didn't have to work for the dinner. Like, I didn't have to work at the dinner. I got that day off for setting things up. But yeah, there's that. And then just a bunch of other stuff. Like, I was extremely tired. But before we get into our topics, how's it been going with the streaming, Yuyu?
Well, unfortunately for this week, I've only been able to stream one day because turns out that a friend of mine did basically put me at a later hour instead of time zones. So I couldn't actually stream yesterday, which that kind of annoyed me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna blame the friend. I'm more blaming basically the fact that our world has to have time zones.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Time zones are in the butt.
Yep.
Time zones suck.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they do.
All right. They know. How have you been, Toaster? I'll ask you that.
Pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
been my commissions are finally starting to take off.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. And I know that my friend Hannah, she's still doing commissions and she's been busy, which is good. I'm happy that we were able to help her out, okay?
All right.
She's honestly talented.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And yeah, like I can say this if that's okay. Like Hannah actually did Yuyu a Kirby happy emote for his Twitch channel.
If you want to see it, either hang around in the Discord, that which is down in the description below, or sub to me on Twitch.
Yeah. Because you have to be a sub on Twitch in order to get the emote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could be cheap. Or you could be cheap and just use points to unlock the emote for a stream.
The one time that happened, and I never hear the end of it. The one time. Oh, God damn it! Right, but anyway,
I'm kidding.
I know you are. And honestly, I miss doing this kind of stuff with you, like the humor and that. We do it really well together. But before we kick things off with the podcast, I want to address something that happened over on Yuyu's stream on Monday.
Yeah, the only stream I did. Basically, my friend Leo had brought up Hogwarts Legacy, and we had a big debate on it. You can hear some of that debate during the boss battle against Rob Lucci in One Piece Odyssey, but basically, there's a part where I put the camera to my view. Basically, this one, I swapped to the camera view for an explanation, and we had gone a bit deep discussion. No one can see that anymore. I kept the stuff during the stuff during the boss fight in because I'm not going to cut out a boss fight as dickish as that makes me sound. But we also didn't get too bad into it until we actually started. Until the camera went to my face. Wouldn't you agree, D-Pad?
Yeah. Honestly, things were kind of just nice and chill, but then things
Yeah.
kind of got heated.
Yeah, once, and it wasn't due to me. It was not due to me. Basically, I should have stopped the entire situation during the boss fight. But I was more focused on doing that.
Mhm.
I did have an apology up onto the Twitch VOD, which I uploaded onto YouTube. That is the first thing you will see on that VOD, and I have shared it with D-Pad.
Needless to say, what happened, like, just the conversation, I got incredibly hurt and upset with it because here's the thing. I know that people hate J.K. Rowling, but what really bothers me is people, like, coming into, like, streams, coming into, like, comments, like, just all over the place, trying to convince people not to play this game because of the type of person that we're supporting. And here's the thing. J.K. Rowling can burn in heck for all I care. She is an extremely terrible person, but I don't like having people try to force their own agenda on me to try and prevent me from doing something that I like. Like, you and RobotToaster know that I'm passionate about Sonic. They know that people have tried to force me to not like the Hedgehog. That I've had people try
stupid.
to.
No, I'm not saying. I'm
try
not
to
saying the hedgehog is stupid. I'm saying they're stupid.
Oh yeah, definitely. But here's the thing. You don't have to like everything that someone else likes. If you like something that someone else doesn't like, then that's fine. It's okay. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to try and guilt trip that person, try to convince that person that you're supporting the wrong thing. I love Harry Potter, okay? This series, it meant a lot to me growing up as a kid. It's the first series that I was able to read on my own, which surprised my mom and dad. It's a series that helped me get through my dad's death. I am excited for Hogwarts Legacy.
I am too.
I am going to continue to play that. And if I'm going to address this, if anyone in our friend groups has a problem with me playing it, then just block me, remove me. I am not putting up with your shit anymore. I'm going to continue liking what I like, and I'm not going to stop because you think that I'm a bad person for supporting someone like J.K. Rowling. Sorry, I know things got a little heated with that, but I had to speak from the heart.
No, if you remember from the apology video I recorded that Tuesday morning, there was a little part where I got a little heated too.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I will be passing the link to the to that particular stream, so people can see the apology I had onto it. If you want to see, it. But like I said,
I'll add it to the description below. But no, I had to speak from the heart because for the past 2 weeks I have been harassed nonstop because I like Harry Potter still.
I do want to go on record. No one was actively doing this to D-Pad. During the stream.
No one was.
Also, I apologize for that little fumbling. That was my 3DS stylus. Yeah, no, it did not. We did not get that heated. No, it was mostly a little bit feeling guilty about it. That's what was going on, which I don't approve of.
Mm-hmm.
No actions have been taken because it was unintentional. No one and it's not in. Honestly, it was basically an entire it was just talking. No, while D-Pad's feelings were hurt, that was not the intention of the entire situation.
Yeah, no, like I said, my feelings were incredibly hurt by that because you knows that I've been dealing with a lot of backlash from liking Harry. So what happened on Monday, to me, honestly, it was like the strong. So I was just ready to give up. But I took the day off I had to work, but I took the day off from like social media and just kind of calmed down, relaxed, started playing the game, and
he's regained the love that he was getting from playing the game.
Mm-hmm. And I will say this:
Never.
there's something comforting. There's something comforting about setting the spiders in the game on fire and just watching them screech and run around.
And
Yeah,
you
you
hate
can set them on fire, and then if you cast like if you hit them with your wand, they explode.
Oh man, that's cool.
And to that, when he shared that video to me, I sent him back the "That's rad" gift from Yakuza.
Yeah,
which is basically what occurs whenever Kiryu sees a style.
Mm-hmm. It's fun though, but yeah, no, that's
saying that a lot when I do my Yakuza thing.
Oh, great.
Oh no! Oh no! During the second part of what I have planned is for context, I'm planning on doing the Yakuza games. The only one that's not going to be blind is Zero, because I'm almost done with Zero. If I have to say which chapter I'm on, I am currently on chapter 12, and there's 17 chapters. So I'm not stopping. All right, I'm not stopping. So
fair enough. All right, but all right. So again, I'm just gonna say this one last time. If people have a problem with me liking Harry Potter and playing Hogwarts Legacy, go jump in the lake. I'm not gonna put up with your shit anymore. Okay. I'm gonna enjoy what I like. I'm gonna enjoy what I like. You can enjoy what you like. Just don't be guilt tripping me or trying to convince me otherwise. All right. Bye bye.
We're at 12 minutes. And we still have plenty of things to talk about. So don't say bye bye.
I was just saying bye bye to the people. Okay, like the haters. Okay. You didn't let me finish.
And if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Even though I don't really like that song.
Anyway, yeah, as you said, we have like a lot more to talk about. So another topic is you brought this up 2 weeks ago, which we were going to cover, but we didn't because we didn't do the podcast for 2 weeks. Again, I am very sorry. Blame my work for treating me like a slave. But yeah, you brought up interesting thing about some malware program.
It's not a malware program. Give me a quick minute. Oh, okay. I need to actually open up some stuff to actually remind me. Remind me what this is. But basically, the Final Fantasy 14 the creator of the Final Fantasy 14 mod G-Shade, which is a spinoff of the open source tool Reshade, which basically enhances the lighting for that, has now been turned into malware. Apparently, if you tamper with GS Shade for a few things, I just need to double check. Check what it exactly did. I think. Basically, if you attempt to tamper with a few codes in GeoShade, basically the program would restart your computer. I am not joking. It would literally basically restart your computer. Same thing if you aren't using the latest version. This is entirely fucking illegal. And frankly, I'm pretty sure there's a very high chance that Square is going to shut this.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Square is going to basically sue the creator of GS Shade.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He would the dev was basically the team associated with him was forced to make a public apology.
Mm-hmm.
And the update, and there's a new update that removed the malware, so that's safe gone. But I don't think that basically the mod is going to be used anymore. And I'm pretty sure that the developer is basic that did this, his ass is going to be sued to hell by Square and a
His ass
lot
is
of other
grass.
people. Yeah, essentially, his ass is grass.
It's the nicest way of saying it, honestly.
Well, no,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
An expression I don't really get, but all right.
yeah. Basically, the reason why I brought this up is I am an avid player of Final Fantasy XIV. I am on the Diabolo server, and I still need to get back to playing the game.
All right. Yeah, no, you do. Because, I mean, that's actually how I first found you, I think. Because I started watching you play the Final Fantasy. And, yeah, I think.
No, I don't think it was FF14.
That's cute.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. All right. So, the next thing, I'm going to just say, we're going to put this announcement on hold until me and Toaster can work out a little bit about the plot for it before we announce it.
Well, I mean, you can lightly do a little bit of announcement on it because you already did that.
Toaster, are you okay with that then?
I guess so, even though we don't have all the bugs worked out.
Yeah, we still have the kinks to work, but me and Toaster are going to be doing a webcomic together.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to say for now. Stay tuned. We'll share more about the plot in that once we figure things out and we get more people involved first.
Yeah.
But we were gonna do. I'll say this: we were gonna do a webcomic based on my OC Bell, but I think the idea now is we're gonna switch it back to our original idea that we had, and we'll just do that first. See how the reception for that is.
Never
honestly,
mind.
what? No, what?
You were talking about Demi's Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
It's the working title for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think we're gonna work on that. Because honestly, I think we have a better idea for this one than we do with my with my own stuff. So I think this webcomic can give us a lot more freedom to do stuff. I think, but yeah, stay tuned for update on that. We'll share more details once we can figure it out. But needless to say, we're both really excited for this. Right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Now, moving on to another thing. You know what's funny, you guys? When a movie that hasn't even been out yet already gets a sequel confirmed.
Well, I mean, TV shows get that. TV shows get that. I mean, hell, Velma got its second season before, the day before episode 1 came out.
Well, that happened long before Velma with this crappy show called. Well, I think D-Pad liked it. It was called Legends of Chamberlain Heights.
Oh no, I just used Velma for a recent example.
Oh yeah. Right. I guess nobody knows what the crap that show is anymore.
Oh, I know it.
Okay.
I was actually watching some last night.
Right.
I like the animation, but no. Apparently, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, that Winnie the Pooh horror film, is apparently getting a sequel.
Hasn't even come out yet.
I know.
How does that work?
Yeah, no. Apparently the director has pardon me if I butcher. Oh, apparently the movie is a success in Mexico.
I'm going to sound racist when I say this, but that's not my intention. crappy movies get over really easily in Mexico. I do not mean that mean that by basically calling Mexicans stupid. I'm just stating, no, they do.
Yeah.
They kind of do.
No,
They kind of do. I'm not. If anyone's insulted,
We're sorry,
I'm very
Mexico.
sorry. Yeah, sorry, but that's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts.
Yes, that's just my thoughts. Yeah, but no. According to the writer director of the film, Rise Frank Waterfield, apologies if I butcher that name. Number 2 is already going into development, and he's
Somebody
hoping
tells me this movie's
that
gonna be
minimum,
number 2. I'm sorry.
and he's hoping that at minimum it's gonna have 5 times the budget for of the first one. And he's like, it's competing with films like Megan, which, by the way, was a good movie.
What's
Really?
it about?
I heard it was bad.
I liked it. I mean, yeah, but apparently, in addition to the sequel, he already he announced that he has plans to make a horror film centered around Bambi.
I guess a Bambi horror film makes a little bit more sense than Winnie the Pooh because, like, tragic stuff does happen in Bambi. It's like
this, like, Pooh, Blood and Honey, like, the premise is, like, Christopher Robin, like, he leaves Winnie the Pooh and pick, like, on their own. So I guess they kind of regress to their feral state, so they start to murder for food.
That's really dumb.
Yeah.
That is, like, the dumbest idea for a movie I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably come up with a better movie than that.
At least a better one about Winnie the Pooh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but here's the thing: like you said this before, Disney needs to buy the IP back and prevent this from happening.
Well, I mean, technically, they still own the Disney Winnie the Pooh, but, like, the books are public domain now.
Oh yeah, true.
I don't think they can buy the books now that they're public domain.
I'm reading the synopsis. I was reading the synopsis for Blood and Honey. My fucking god, this is written by a fucking edgelord.
Oh, here you are dropping F-bombs, and you're calling this person an edgelord.
Well, no, it's like, okay, when the main kids find Christopher Robin in 100 Acre Woods, he's being whipped by Winnie the Pooh and getting his fiance's blood rained on him.
This sounds like what a teenager thinks adults would write.
Yeah. I'll be straight honest. I really hope Disney buys the rights back for Winnie the Pooh and basically just destroys this guy. Outright destroys him. It's like, no. Because this guy also wants to do this type of stuff to Peter Pan. No. Fuck you, buddy.
Peter Pan's been in the public domain for a long time now.
True. But no, he wants to do this to Peter Pan too. It's like, no, fuck you, buddy. Get the fuck out.
Use some properties that Disney hasn't already used.
Or create your own with your own edgelordy horror.
Man, it reminds me of a stupid fan fiction I tried to write about Nickelodeon characters once. Or was it Cartoon Network characters? I don't remember. But it was just me being dumb in high school.
That's interesting. But no, before we talk about our next topic, I will say Disney put out a teaser trailer for their live action Little Mermaid.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, which gave people a glimpse at Ursula, played by Melissa McCartney.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't people not like her?
I know
she's
some
all
people
right, but I don't.
Yeah,
but she's not
okay.
a good Ursula. She's not a good Ursula. Like,
honestly, what I've seen, I think she could play that role pretty well.
Okay. Well, I also know her from Saturday Night Live, and it's like, She also played. She also was in Feig Busters.
That's
what people call the 2016 Ghostbusters, Feig Busters.
Yeah.
That is the best thing I've heard all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Okay, I have to say this about like in defense for the Ghostbusters movie, they tried to do something different. It felt more woke.
They did, and honestly, I'm not gonna say that an all-female Ghostbuster cast would not work. It definitely could, because basically you can have Tina Fey for your Egon, Amy
Mhm.
Poehler for your Ray, and
Mhm.
Maya Rudolph for your Winston.
Hmm.
I'm not sure who would be the remaining guy, but yeah, you have three good, funny women right there. You didn't have to
Hmm.
choose some of SNL's current unfunny female cast.
Yeah.
And the problem isn't that it's women, it's that, see, when people use the word woke, they don't actually just mean, like, any type of representation. Like, I hate when people say stuff like, oh, Star Trek has always been woke because it's always been diverse. I'm like, no, we're talking about when you put representation ahead of good writing.
Yeah, and I honestly think that's what Geekbusters did. They basically made mentions like, "Hey, it's Ghostbusters as women.
Hmm.
Here's Chris Hemsworth as your secretary."
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. The only reason why Chris Hemsworth was in that game was eye candy for like all the
Yeah,
girls.
yeah,
I find that, sexualizing women is wrong. Let's sexualize a man.
yeah. But we're not going to go down this rabbit hole.
Okay, it's just
Yeah.
funny talking
Yeah.
about
Oh no. I'm not saying what you said was bad. It's like, no, you are absolutely straight right, Toaster. But
I need to rewatch Ghostbusters sometime. It's a good movie.
I've heard very good things about Afterlife.
Afterlife reduced me to tears. Okay, it was that good. It was that good. I liked the movie because it paid respects to Harold Ramis, like Egon.
Yeah,
I remember him.
It paid respects to him, like in this movie.
yeah.
And like I have the complete Ghostbusters animated series on DVD that I got for
The
Christmas.
show is so good.
I know.
Why is
I
Egon a
found something.
blonde?
I found something interesting about that show. Apparently, for season 2, they actually brought Janine, like the secretary. They brought her actress from the Ghostbusters movie to voice the character for season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, huh?
I should look that up.
Yeah. I do know Kat Swose, like Princess Sally's voice actress, Maddie Fenton's voice actress, Hubert from Futurama.
Okay.
That she voiced Janine for a season.
Okay.
She is not one of my favorite voice actresses. I'm sorry, massive hot take.
Well, now you get burned for that. I'm kidding.
And here's another interesting note: the voice of Ray in that same series was the voice of Garfield in Garfield and Friends.
Yep.
I thought it was Peter that was Lorenzo music.
Peter Venkman. My bad.
It was like Ray was Frank Welker, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was my bad. And bring that round circle. Ah, crap. I'm blinking on his name.
Maurice LaMarche.
No, not him.
He's so sweet.
Maurice LaMarche was Egon.
Yeah, no, not him.
Maurice LaMarche is so sweet.
Bill Murray. Bill Murray, who played the live action Peter Venkman, voices Garfield in those two movies.
We don't speak about the live action Garfield movies.
I don't care. I already did.
Even as a kid, I didn't really like them.
I don't think anyone did.
I think I watched them some forgotten Saturday.
I've never have.
All right, but anyway, let's get back on track here.
Yeah. Okay. What was it? What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah. I don't know if I am looking forward to Blood and Honey.
Nope. Fuck no.
I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it when it comes on Netflix or on demand, just to see how it is, and then I'm gonna rip it a new one, like I should.
Good.
We talk about it on the podcast?
We probably could.
I mean,
We'll
it's
just
just
have
one of those...
we'll just have to make sure that Yuyu doesn't hurt me afterwards. Talking about it. Okay, before we get into our other topic, I want to bring this up quickly because this was actually fucking amazing. But Sunday, Illumination released a teaser for the Mario Brothers movie in the form of a Mario Bros. Plumbing commercial.
That
And
used
that,
used the song from the animated series
from the Super Mario
For the Mario
Super
Brothers
Show.
and plumbing's our game.
Yeah.
I feel like that line, "we're not like the others who get all the fame," is so ironic now. I mean, how many other famous plumbers do you know?
Wario and Waluigi Scapelli.
Yeah.
I mean, they're also Mario people, so...
They still count. The Scapelli brothers still count.
They have an actual last name?
No, they don't. It's a Brain Scratch Comics joke.
Okay, well, all right.
Which I've embraced. It's so stupid.
I remember there was this...
Okay, what were you gonna say, Toaster?
There was this one time, so when I heard that, like, Mario's last name and Luigi's are Mario, and Luigi Mario, I was like, I think it's such a missed opportunity that they didn't make Mario's last name Jumpman like it was in Donkey Kong. That was, like, what the character was originally called. It would have been such a fitting tribute.
Yeah, definitely. That would be a
Mario
really
Jumpman. I don't know, they could Italianize it, like, Mario Jumpmano.
Yeah.
Why aren't I writing this?
This is also some breaking news, but apparently, Sirs Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, Professor X and Magneto.
Yep.
According to a recent interview with Sir Patrick, he said that him and Ian have plans that involve the MCU.
Oh, nice.
So we could be seeing the return of Xavier and Magneto.
Hold on, can you repeat that?
Apparently, we're going to start getting the X-Men in the MCU.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
I keep forgetting that Patrick Stewart was also Professor X.
I mean,
he was amazing.
We've had a faint hinting of it because we did have Xavier in Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
So we had, and it was still Patrick Stewart. Just like how we also have basically our supreme actor for Reed for Mr. Fantastic.
Yep. But yeah, all right. So moving on to our main topic, the main meat and potatoes for this week's podcast.
That's a drum roll.
That is cartoons. More specifically, I guess you could say Saturday morning cartoons. Now,
Even though I technically came after that era.
Hey, you still tried, okay? You still tried, okay. Which is good. Right. But I was gonna say, like, who has fond memories of watching cartoons as a kid?
Yes.
Saturday morning. Yeah, I know I did. Oh fuck! There we go. Ooh, nice. So I'm gonna say, let's let our guest go first, if that's okay. You.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, and then you can go, and then I'll go after.
And also ladies first too.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I never thought of it like that. So 3 cartoons to talk about. I'm trying to figure out which one I should talk about first.
How about the one that you said like you recently got back into?
Oh yeah, Kids Next Door. I have recently been rewatching it. And I feel like the funny thing is, it's a show that is constantly I don't want to say shitting on adults because there are like good adults in that show, but like I find it funny that even though like most of the villains are adults, I appreciate it a lot more now that I'm older.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was your favorite villain, if you don't mind me saying so?
My favorite villain, a hard one. I will say, I found myself legit kind of terrified by Father as a kid. I thought for a while I thought he was the devil.
I think that's what they tried to make him look like, honestly.
I think maybe it's just the silhouette factor.
And then they revealed, oh, hey, he's number one's uncle.
Hey, don't... I mean, I remember the movie. It's just been a while. I want to pretend like I don't know what's coming.
Sorry.
I mean,
it still makes me laugh at the fact that it still makes you laugh with a lot of the stuff they revealed in that movie.
Yeah, I've been finding out there is a ton of interesting world building regarding Kids Next Door. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense in our world, like how can some kid's closet be a mountain, or like how is there a pharaoh named King 2 Tons of Candy? But it is one of those shows where you have to really look at it from the perspective of a child. Like, we all remember being a child and, you know, thinking of stuff like candy as a valuable commodity and stuff like that.
Yep. One thing I always did feel that they should have done in Kids Next Door is they should have rewritten the teenager characters.
I never understood why, like, teenagers were evil.
I think they should have been more basically an ally thing. Like they work with both. Like sometimes, like maybe once you'll see a teenager team up with the kids, with the K&D. Sometimes you'll see them team up with an adult.
With the adults.
Weren't the teen ninjas like employed by Father or something?
Yeah, almost all of the teenage characters were basically villains, and that was really stupid.
Granted, you did have like a few K&D teenagers that actually work like still K&D operators like Maurice, Abby's crush.
Yeah, but that was very few in between.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
I'm saying, yeah. Go ahead.
So there was so like one of the things in the show is you turn 13, you get decommissioned because I guess Kids Next Door operates on bar mitzvah rules. But one thing I never understood is why do they wipe your memory of being in the Kids Next Door once you grow up? Because you'd think if you held onto that memory, then you would keep a childish mindset, and therefore it would be like harder for the adults to get to you.
I honestly think the reason why they decommission you is because if you're like a teenager and you remember like candy and that, you could use like the knowledge, like what you remember, to help kind of take down like the candy.
That's true, and I'm glad they don't keep the organization a secret. Like, the parents of the kids know about it, know that their kids are in the Kids Next Door, obviously. I'm glad they don't make it a secret, because not every kid fighting thing has to be a secret. You know, I mean, the Powerpuff Girls, they didn't keep their identity secret.
No.
Kim Possible, she was out in the open.
Yeah, and sometimes you got episodes where basically her family helped out.
Yeah. I will say this though. Personally, one of my favorite K&D villains, aside from Father, was the Toiletinator.
Because no one took him seriously. No one fucking took him seriously.
I had a nickname for him as a kid. I used to think his name was Toilet Beater.
Oh God!
Don't ask me why I thought that.
I remember this one episode of Candy where like Toiletinator actually like he got so pissed off that he actually single-handedly took down the K&D, and then turns out Boss Man.
The adults.
Yeah, it turns out it was like the funniest episode ever, and I'm pretty sure I've told the story before like again, but we were on a family vacation when Operation Zero, the movie, premiered.
That was so good. I can't wait to rewatch that movie again. I think it's
Oh.
on HBO Max.
I freaking loved anyway, as I've said, like me and my brother, we stayed in our hotel room and we watched the movie and then we joined mom and dad for supper. And the movie premiered on my birthday.
Yeah.
So
like
I try and make it like
stream. We should stream Operation Zero one of these days.
Oh, definitely. It would be fun to rewatch. But no, Grandfather was like another favorite villain. Like he was fucking scary as a like when you're a kid watching that. Like just his plan to turn everyone into senior zombie. Like I still like watching like that clip of when Grandfather like takes over the K&D. Like his forces like invade every treehouse. Like
more unsettling than like turning kids into adults, because like if you're adults you can still do stuff. If you're turned into a senior citizen, you're basically have a good portion of your life sucked out. That is horrible.
And then the only thing you care about is like tapioca pudding.
I mean, I love tapioca pudding. It's delicious. I don't know why the KND hate it so much.
They're kids. Kids are fussy.
Oh yeah, obviously it's operating on child logic. You know, you can have oceans of asparagus and stuff. Like, that's one of the things I love about the show, is that it definitely operates a lot on child logic.
Can we also give praise to Mark Hamill for playing Sticky Beard the pirate?
Yep.
That's Mark Hamill?
Yep, that's Mark Hamill.
Sticky Beard's cool. I love his like rivalry with Number 5.
Oh yeah.
She was my favorite of the main Kids Next Door as a kid. Like, she is definitely the definitive Cree Summer character to me.
Yep.
Like you can call her Penny Gadget, you can call her Elmira, you can call her Foxy Love. She will always be Number 5 to me.
Yep, agreed.
Agreed.
And but I find myself I still like her a lot, but I find I also like Number 2 a lot. He's kind of endearingly dorky.
Number 2 is me on a good day. Like I try to make the jokes and that it bombs sometimes.
Yeah, he does make terrible jokes.
Ow, that hurts hearing from you, Toaster.
I'm sorry. That's cool.
Ow. I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding, right?
Yeah, I
know. Okay, Yuyu, who was your favorite K&D operative?
Honestly, it's mostly number one. Because honestly, I think it's because Ben Diskin did a really good job with him and number 2.
Yeah. Honestly, I was happy that Ben Diskin was involved with the Muppet Babies reboot.
Yeah.
Because that entire show was done by Mr. Warburton.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get past the fact that Gonzo sounded so much like Number 2. It was like, I've talked about I can't sometimes I can't handle certain characters because of their voices. It just seemed wrong hearing his voice coming out of Gonzo.
But his voice, like his voice for that character was so well, honestly.
Right. I mean, he's a solid voice actor. I don't understand why he doesn't do more things. The one thing I will say about Number 1, I cannot watch the show now without thinking of him as a younger version of Picard.
Really?
He's bald, he's British, he's the leader of a sector within an organization, and like in the Halloween episode, his costume looked like a Borg. And so I just can't watch the show now without seeing him as a kid version of Picard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was honestly, it's such a good series.
It is.
It is. And I don't know why it took me so long to go back and appreciate it.
Mm.
I mean, I liked it as a kid, but I love it now.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think one of my favorite moments from K&D of all time, it has to be from the movie. It's when like the villains are attacking like the K&D museum, and Count Spankula, he's doing his thing, and number 4, he's like, time to say ouch in Australia, and he's like, ridiculous, like, is that a kangaroo? Number 4 pulls out like a kangaroo from the backpack he has, and it kicks.
They just don't explain where it comes from.
He doesn't explain. It's so funny though.
Number 4, you are something else.
Him and Cookie, him and number 3.
Yeah.
Daily reminder that if Count Spankula takes off his glove, we have a Dracula situation.
He is
Spank
a
happy
vampire.
No. Remember, we have that episode where he takes off his glove, and it turns out that he does that is, it's actually basically a vampire bite. They actually do something with the fact that he is a vampire.
Which makes me wonder, like, is spanking kids his way of feeding them?
They never actually explained that. They never explained that shit.
I mean, because if it is, that's pretty screwed up.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of fucked up.
It is.
It is.
Yeah. It is. But yeah. No, good show. It's a good series. It is.
It's great.
All right. What's the other cartoon? Like the second cartoon that you really like? Toaster.
Well, so I guess we only have time for 2 now because we went on a tangent. Well, I did say I wanted to talk about Cyber Chase on the podcast.
Yeah.
That was definitely one of the first shows I was legit following for a while. Like I would pretty much come home from school every day and I would watch Cyber Chase on PBS Kids. I wouldn't say I was definitely more of a cable kid than a Saturday morning kid, but I watched a lot of PBS Kids when I was younger.
Fair enough.
I'm just trying to figure out what the best, where I should start with talking about that.
How about who voiced the hacker?
That's the hack. Oh, I guess you beat me to it. Oh yes, Hacker was my first exposure to Christopher Lloyd.
Really, for me, my first exposure to Christopher Lloyd was, his most famous character, Doc Brown.
Doc Brown.
Yeah.
But you can call him Doc Brown, Judge Doom, Commander Crooge, whatever. To me,
Xehanort.
He is the Hacker first and foremost.
Yeah.
And he is such a memorable villain.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's like I'm trying to think of what the kind of things that he would say. He'd always go on about. Well, first of all, he would talk down about the kids a lot. And he was very full of himself, as a lot of villains are.
Fair enough.
I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I liked about him. Was it just the performance? It was a good performance.
And then we also have to say, Gilbert Gottfried as Digit.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
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 I think that show was my first exposure to him as well.
Really?
And every time he'd show up in something, I'm like, why does this guy sound like Digit from Cyber Chase? I knew him as Iago in Aladdin as well, but what is it with Gilbert Gottfried and playing birds? If I had a nickel for every time Gilbert Gottfried played a bird, I'd have 2 nickels. So one of the things I find myself appreciating a lot about Cyber Chase as an adult, not just Christopher Lloyd, but also, it's a PBS Kids show, so it's obviously educational, but I find myself realizing that the educational element in it, or at least early on, they were very subtle. Like they would kind of incorporate the math lesson into the story. It's not like something like Dora the Explorer where they would like interrupt the story to teach you Spanish or something.
Or Sesame
Can you-
Street.
Well, I mean,
Hey.
Sesame Street is great, but they do definitely like lecture you about things. But I mean,
fuck you
Cyber
guys.
Chase is very again, not to diss Sesame Street. I'm sorry,
Good.
D-Pad.
I would.
It's just a very different type of show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I'll appreciate how they would structure their entire... They would fit the lesson in with the story, and I really appreciate that from a writing level.
Mhm.
And, you know, all the...
There's nothing wrong with that.
And again, it had, much like Kids Next Door, it had some really interesting world building with all the fun little cyber sites they'd go to.
Mhm.
A lot of interesting locales in there.
Yeah, no, it was like I'll say this, like I never really watched a lot of Cyber Chase. Like I did watch the occasional episode here and there, but from what I've seen, like I remember like I actually liked it, honestly.
Yeah. But they would have like a ton of different locations. Like there was like, you know, the cyber sites. I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. There was like Happily Ever After, which was themed around fairy tales and nursery rhymes. There was Aquarium, which is an underwater site with like made out where different like formations and plants and stuff were made out of food. There was like Sensible Flats, which was an old west town.
Yeah.
But it was one of those shows, definitely one of the first shows that kind of had an overarching story that I saw. Like, for a while there was this running thing about them trying to get the encryptor chip.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, like, there was that one episode where Hacker finally won, and we see this, like, horrifying CGI version of Hacker where on the screen where Motherboard would be, and it legit terrified me as a kid.
Really that bad?
Well, it was well, I mean, it didn't scare me in the same way that like Father did, but it was like off-putting. Like, you know how like it's not scary, but it's just kind of unnerving. Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha, definitely.
Like, I guess maybe it's just the factor of when you're so used to seeing the villain lose in the end and he finally wins, I mean, ultimately he does lose in the next episode. It was a two-parter. Like, the Snelfu Snafu, that's what it was called. And that was also prominently featured this character Slider. He was pretty cool. And there was, like, another story arc later on about him trying to find his dad. And, like, Hacker gets his hand on another thing called, like, it was, like, the interface card or something. Again, it genuinely got me hooked into it, and I am kind of disappointed that I lost interest in it later on. It just kind of became it was so good, but in, like, some of its later years, it just kind of became another generic kids show. And I've talked about this with some of my Discord friends, and apparently they're not even, like, teaching math lessons anymore. They're teaching, like, environmental stuff now. I mean, no disrespect for them for doing that, but, like, if I wanted to watch environmental lessons in a kid's show, I'd watch Captain Planet.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, I guess it's just so tragic when you see a show that you loved so very much get tarnished along the way, and apparently it's coming out with a 14th season now, and I'm just like, give it a satisfying conclusion. Just cure Motherboard already, please. I'm not asking for much.
I thought Cyber Chase ended, honestly.
So did I. I thought it was... I remember, like, back in, I think it was 2010, I was already in middle school by that point, but I heard it, like, got canceled, and I was actually disappointed because they didn't give it a proper resolution. And then a few years later, they brought it back, but they still didn't give it a proper resolution. They just kept canceling it and bringing it back for a few years. And I'm just like, Look, man, I don't mind if you end the show, but like actually give it a satisfying ending. I'm not asking for like Toy Story 3 or Star Trek 4 levels of satisfying endings, but just give me a satisfying ending. Wrap up the story. I mean, if Arthur can do that, why not Cyber Chase?
Well, Arthur also was just kind of a slice of life thing, though.
Well, yeah, but at least it had an ending.
Oh yeah, no, it did. Yeah,
It was okay.
Yeah.
But like Cyber Chase had an overarching story, and it disappoints me that it kind of. I'm sorry that this is getting negative now. It's just when I feel like the things I get angry at the most are usually connected to things I love the most. I mean, it's not even anger; it's disappointment. I do genuinely love Cyber Chase, and even if it's in a rough patch now, I'm always thankful for the happy memories it gave me. I'm thankful that it gave me a head start on math, because like some of the stuff they would teach, like negative numbers and like some fraction stuff, that was well above. I think they even taught an episode about algebra, and it made way more sense than the way they explained it in school. But I'm just so thankful that it gave me a head start on my math stuff. I'm glad that it was one of the first sort of story-driven cartoons I ever watched, and I'm glad it exposed me to Christopher Lloyd, who is always a good time. I mean, well, except for maybe in the Oogie Loves, but nobody likes that movie. I once had this joke about all of Christopher Lloyd's evil plans. Take over Toontown, kill Kirk's son, take over cyberspace, star in the Oogie Loves. That's evil. That's Christopher Lloyd's list of evil things he wants to do.
I will say this before we move on to Yuyu, but Christopher Lloyd as Judge Doom scared the fuck out of me as a kid.
Oh, he is unsettling.
Remember me, Eddie? When I killed your brother, I talked
just like this.
All right, so Yuyu, let's go on to you, bud.
All right, so first off, I'm gonna start off with basically something I'm pretty sure that that I know D-Pad wouldn't choose, but honestly, I have to. Jackie Chan Adventures.
Hey,
I remember that show.
Yes, that show was like the fucking best, honestly.
It straight was, and I love that you basically that they basically do a lot of cool references to like the Chinese zodiac and stuff for the show, and it's like it honestly only really got stale once they were doing the second dragon arc.
Yeah.
And basically once they not that one, the season after that.
I know. I think it's like the final season.
No, they had one more season where basically, Shenlong's son or something is now the villain, and he came from the future, so he tricked Jade. So then we just literally have, we don't have any other choices. Shenlong wants to help. We'll summon him, and he'll fight his son. So they actually have the bad guy become a good guy, which I honestly like when they do that.
Oh, like Zuko?
Yeah, in a way, but think of it more as, what if it was Ozai who became a good guy, or General Zhao who became a good guy instead of Zuko? An overarching villain. Overarching villain.
The big bad.
Yeah. Actually becomes a good guy to help to save the day. Which is honestly really cool.
So weird.
It is, but honestly, they did it really well.
Mm.
Well, maybe I need to give this show a rewatch too.
I definitely do. Definitely think you should.
Like, I guess I never paid much attention to the story arcs as a kid. I was just kind of casually watching it when it came on Cartoon Network or something.
Because it was an overall story arcing show too.
Mm.
Like season 1, you had dealing with the first time you're dealing with the talismans. The second time is a one-off. I might be getting seasons confused. I can only remember at least 4 of them. There was one season where a season 1 random villain became powerful, and then they had to chase after the talismans again.
Yeah.
This time they were tied. Yeah. Each season is a different story arc. This time the talismans are now tied to the animal they're based off of.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was season
2.
Okay, that one was season 2. Okay.
I definitely remember there was this one where there was a horse with a talisman in its eye.
Yeah. The one I remember the most is basically the Yin Yang one for that season. Where instead of just doing what they did the first time they had a story involving the Yin Yang talisman, let's just give Jackie 2 heads.
That one was weird.
It was weird. It was weird. Weird. Let's be straight honest.
Yeah.
There also was basically the Dragon arc where they had to stop Shenlong, who now took over a mob boss's body.
Yeah.
And from freeing his fellow dragons.
That was season 3.
Yeah, that was season 3. I think there were 2 more seasons after that.
Season 4 had them going after like a kind of like chai statues or something. Like I remember. Yeah.
And then season 5 was the one where Shenlong's son or nephew or something.
It was his son.
It was his son?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And season 5 was that season. Okay, so I thought for some reason I thought it went on longer. Come on, I guess I need to rewatch it too.
Yeah, it was like the thing I loved about Jackie Chan Adventures was Uncle.
Yeah,
Uncle was the best character. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just like his one more thing, and then like he flicks Jackie on the head.
I always found it weird that he had both an uncle and a niece in the same show, but then I guess. Like Donald Duck kind of has that as well. What is it with kids in cartoons living with their uncles?
Got me.
Like, you have like Donald Duck and his nephews. You have Inspector Gadget and Penny. You have Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo. You have Dipper and Mabel and Grunkle Stan. Why is this such a recurring thing? What is with cartoon kids living with their uncles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but the other show I do want to do is Hey Arnold.
That was such a good show.
Yeah, Hey Arnold.
Can I say that I'm happy that it finally got the closure that it needed?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think everyone is.
Some shows are getting closure.
There's still some that kind of do need a little bit closure. Like, I'll be straight honest, I think Cat Dog needed a closure.
Yeah. And you said this before. You don't really like Cat Dog.
Hell no. It does. But Cat Dog is straight mean spirited. I think Cat Dog is one of the more mean spirited shows ever.
I mean, it did have that one episode that was kind of uplifting. But anyway, back to Hey Arnold.
Yeah, Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold and honestly Doug. Both were really good slice of life shows. It's like you didn't need wacky super wacky shenanigans to make for a good kids show, and that's what Doug did. Hell, both Hey Arnold and Doug did. For Disney, Recess was the same way.
Yeah.
But Recess went a little bit more wackier sometimes, but they did it with a really good down to earth type.
I find that me liking a slice of life show can be very conditional. That's the best word.
Yeah.
I feel like because I don't know what it's me. I guess maybe I'm just naturally drawn to escapism. Like we talked about Kids Next Door and everything before. So just me seeing regular kids doing regular kid things isn't gonna draw me in. That's why I never really liked Craig of the Creek and stuff. But then I remember Bluey is also a slice of life show, and I like that. And Arthur was a slice of life show, and I like that. I think for me, it's very dependent on the characters, and Hey Arnold definitely had memorable characters.
Yeah. And then we had Iggy. And then we got Iggy.
I'll be
He
honest.
was a jerk, right?
Yeah.
No. Oh, he was?
Well, Iggy was a jerk, but he wasn't but he was honestly, he was the only character they basically stopped showing after one particular episode. Arnold betrays Iggy.
I forgot. I mean,
Arnold
he did
sees Iggy in bunny pajamas and due to his friends pushing, they find out. Like, it wasn't even Arnold's fault that the others find out about the bunny pajamas. They just found out themselves, and so Iggy just goes, "Yeah, no, fuck you."
Oh, I remember that. He was like extremely pissed off at Arnold.
Yeah, it wasn't even Arnold's fault.
Stupid.
Yeah, so they never used Iggy again after that episode.
Because he was just ruined by that one episode for being such a jerk.
Yeah.
Granted, Iggy did show up for the movie.
Yeah, he did, but they didn't. But they don't use him. Never used him a lot.
Yeah.
Dang.
When you have a kid that basically makes a soap voodoo doll out of the principal be saner than a kid who got mad at that people found out he wore bunny pajamas, you know you're a bad character.
Wow.
No, that's actually an episode that happens in Hey Arnold. Sid basically gets super pissed off at their at the school principal, so he makes a voodoo doll out of soap from the man.
Damn.
And when the principal ends up disappearing, he's basically literally just freaking out. It's like, oh God, did I kill him?
I forgot about that episode.
Hey Arnold does a lot of good episodes. Hey Arnold has a lot of good episodes. I think
the Christmas episode was like the best one, in my opinion.
Which one?
The Christmas episode?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Where they, for no reason, reference, oh yeah, one of the boarders in the boarding house Arnold lives in with his grandparents is actually an escapee from the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Or was it North Korea?
Because kids are totally going to understand that, right?
It was North Korea.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, North Korean refugee. And they never mentioned his daughter again.
Totally get that, right?
Yeah. They never mention his daughter again, and we never see her again, too, which is fucking weird.
You think she would have appeared in the movie, like for a cameo?
Yeah. Yeah, you think she would have done a lot more.
Yeah.
I will admit, I think the only other characters I didn't like were basically the fifth graders.
Yeah,
they don't do anything with them instead of just. It says it's hi, we're bullies.
Specifically to be unlikable.
Yeah, but it's like at least with both Harold and Helga, they do really sweet episodes involving them.
Helga is an interesting character.
She is, and she honestly gets better as the show goes on.
I'm gonna say this. I remember from like the Hey Arnold the movie, like not the Jungle movie, but the original Hey Arnold movie.
The original movie. Yeah.
I remember at the end of the movie, like there's that one kid that like always creeps behind her.
Yeah.
Like called like Brainy or something.
Yeah, Brainy.
Yeah, she's like, oh hey Brady, and he just stands there. He's just like,
was that the movie? I don't think that. I think that was an episode.
It was the movie. Like he stands there and he just like just starts to freak and then he punches himself.
Yeah, he just punches himself in the face because he's so used to her punching him. He's so used to her punching him, and it's like, oh God, she was nice. What do I do?
Yes. Abort.
But no, they do a lot of really sweet episodes in Hey Arnold. Hell, they also do some in Doug too. But then for Doug, we also go into the Christmas episode.
That one made me like. Okay,
I fucking want to find whoever gave that idea and just punch you. Okay? What the fuck was that? How do you go, oh, hey, it's Christmas. You know what kids need? The dog almost dying in our show.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like a false accusation. Like, that entire episode, like, yeah, Porkchop did not bite BB, and like, of course, you know who her parents are. Her parents are like really extremely powerful. So it's like, oh, dog attacked my daughter, so we have to like, get rid.
And it's like, how the fuck does that go to? Oh, we're going to put the dog down.
Oh,
he didn't kill her. He didn't fucking kill her. What does that mean? Oh, he's going to get put down.
He freaking saved her, is what he did.
Yeah, but no one realized that until the end. But it's like, it's like
Doug. Like Doug knew that his dog was like
innocent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, what the fuck? That is one of the worst Christmas specials I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never really liked Doug as a kid, so I'm not one to talk.
Doug was a fine show, except for that Christmas special. It's the ABC season that I didn't like.
Oh, Disney Doug.
See, I liked both versions of Doug. I liked the Nickelodeon, and I liked the Disney's Doug. I think it's because I was like the same age group as Disney's Doug, so I think that's why I liked it a little bit more. But honestly, Doug, like the original Doug, Billy West, that was the first time I heard him, and he voiced Doug from that original series.
Yeah.
Oh, he is a great voice actor. I love him. I know him best as Fry.
Everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, either Fry or Stimpy.
Yeah, but we don't want to go into that rabbit hole.
Right.
Yeah, so honestly, I know I spoke about three different shows for this segment, but when I think of Hey Arnold, I also kind of think of Doug, and that's why I like both of those shows.
Mm-hmm.
Again, except for that Christmas special of Doug's and the ABC season of Doug's
series of Doug. Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I like Doug is like one of I grew up with Doug in that.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, it's my turn. So I had to think because I wanted to think outside of my usual preference for shows that like these two know what like the kind of shows that I love. So I wanted to think outside the box this time for it. And so one show that I really loved watching on Saturdays, and then like later when it like moved to like the weekdays, was the Buzz Lightyear Star Command series.
I remember that. I remember I had the movie on VHS as a kid.
The movie came out actually on my birthday.
Aww.
Yeah. It's a shame that Tim Allen didn't voice Buzz for the series, but Patrick Warburton, he did an amazing job as like that version of Buzz.
Yeah.
And I would love to hear Patrick Warburton as Buzz more often because he was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember XR was like my favorite character out of the entire team.
He's like a kid-friendly version of Bender.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't just mean that
and without the human hating.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's a kid show.
The only thing he wants is Commander Nebula's love, which is so funny. But no, one of my favorite villains, aside from Zurg, was the robotic vampire Nose 4A2.
Yeah.
And he was voiced by Craig Ferguson, one of my favorite British comedian actors. And a little thing about the Buzz Lightyear Star Command series, Tad Stones, the creator of Darkwing Duck, he worked on that show.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. But I can't remember the episode, but there was this one episode. Oh, it was like Nosferatu had turned one of Buzz's friends into like a werewolf type, like mechanical werewolf.
Yep.
How does that work?
It was like a moonstone or something.
Of course.
Yeah. no, there was that. I also like this one where like it's like the planet's Roswell, like kind of like Roswell, New Mexico, but everyone on that planet is aliens. And like Booster became friends with one of the aliens, Becky, and
That's cute.
referred to him as Pickles.
Aww.
Yeah. And
I
then
need
you
to
have
rewatch the show now.
and then you have Zurg, voiced by Wayne Knight, Newman from Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that was such a good series. I loved Commander Nebula too. He was like another one of my favorite characters. I was kind of hoping that when Disney was releasing Lightyear, the movie, that they would put Star Command on Disney Plus. I'm still hoping that they actually put that series up on Disney Plus because it needs to be added there. Same with.
I'm glad that the failure, I guess, of Lightyear was getting more people into that show. I really need to rewatch it now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the other show that I'm gonna talk like a little bit about is The Weekenders.
I barely remember
That's
that
another one I
show.
kind of remember. It's another
Weekenders
like
was, like-
late '90s, early 2000s slice of life show. It was about
Yeah, it was like about a group of friends, like they just hang out and that. Like there was
Yeah.
Chino,
riveting
Carver.
premise.
What?
I was just making a joke again.
Oh.
Slice of life shows are very conditional with me. I've talked about that.
Like there was, yeah. I just remember like one of the ongoing gags from that show was every time they go to like the pizza place, they kept changing like the theme for the pizza place.
It's like in Phineas and Ferb where they kept going back and forth between Mr. Slushy Dog and Mr. Slushy Burger.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. Like I didn't have really much time to prepare for my shows just because I've been busy with work. But those were two shows that I grew up watching. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Sorry, guys. I tried to think of more stuff to say, but I guess that's it for this week's episode of the Yin Yang Podcast.
There's one more thing.
Oh, what was it?
Look at the stuff.
Oh, right. I almost forgot about that. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, you. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, you. All right. So, yeah. So, when we decided to talk about cartoons and that, I came up with the idea, which was better between like Saturday morning, like stations, I guess you could say. So, in your guys' opinion, what was better? Fox Kids, Kids WB, One Saturday Morning, or the Fox Box?
Aren't Fox Kids and Fox Box the same thing?
Fox Box was different later on. Like
Okay.
Fox Kids
Right.
was like the first, and then Fox Box was when they started to do more anime stuff.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't really much of a Saturday morning kid. I was like mostly cable and PBS Kids, so I feel like I'm not one to talk here.
I mean, if you want to share your opinion, go right ahead, Toaster.
I definitely think I remember. I think one Saturday morning might have been around when I was really little. Like I think I occasionally caught like Recess or like Pepper Ann or something on it. So can I share a stupid thought I had about Pepper Ann as a kid?
Go ahead.
When I was younger, I thought the characters were way older than they actually were, but apparently they were in 7th grade.
Yeah.
And like looking back, they literally say that in the theme song, much too cool for 7th grade. And I'm like, how did I miss that as a kid? Why did I think this kid was like in college or something? Well, yeah, because I'm stupid.
Pepper Ann was a good show too, honestly.
Another show I need to rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
And the character designs were done by, I believe, Mr. Warburton, who did Kids Next Door.
Yep. I remember for I think it was like the first anniversary for Kids Next Door, the creator of Pepper Ann actually sent Mr. Warburton a drawing that she had done of Pepper Ann, Milo, and what's the girl's name?
I can't remember her name.
Yeah. Like of them with the candy. Like Pepper Ann had #1 sunglasses.
Oh, that's
the only 3 teenagers they don't hate.
Nikki, that's the name of the girl.
okay.
I remembered. Yeah, no. But all right. How about you? Which did you prefer?
Kids
better?
WB more.
Yeah,
Because like for Kids WB, you had Batman, you had Yu-Gi-Oh, the original
Pokemon.
series, Pokemon, Johnny Test,
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, Johnny Test.
Oh, Johnny Test was such a guilty pleasure for me as a kid.
It is, and honestly, people wanted to laugh at basically how bad it's gone, and it got it. There were a lot of stuff that were actually really good for the show. Like, I'll be straight honest. Once the show moved to Cartoon Network, and we got a few basically episodes that referenced older cartoons. Like
they had like an episode that referenced Pokemon or something.
Well, I'm not mostly talking about that one, because literally a lot of stuff had Pokemon spoof episodes, like South Park did. I more mean there was an episode where Johnny, Dookie, and Bling Bling literally reenact Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That.
Because basically the girls send them on a quest to get a beat to make Bling Bling stop falling in love with Susan, and basically they go on a Wile E. Coyote / Roadrunner type chase with Bling Bling trying to get rid of Johnny and Dookie.
As a kid, I never understood why Bling Bling only liked Susan when she and Mary were pretty much the same character. Yeah. And I actually made up a story about that when I was a kid. The little story I made up was he used to love both of them, and then one day Mary got an answer wrong on a test, so now he only liked Susan. That was like 11-year-old me making up stupid stuff.
There was also Tom and Johnny, where basically the girls for a test turn Johnny to Mouse, and they get interrupted by Mr. Mittens, and a beam hits both Johnny and Mr. Mittens, rendering them both mute. So hey, it turns into Tom and Jerry shenanigans.
Because why not?
They did a really good job. They do a really good job with a lot of stuff. Like, hell, I enjoyed the crap out of Darth Vegan.
Darth Vegan was awesome. I will say this: the guys in white. Sorry, no, not the guy.
The guys in black, Mr. Black and Mr. White. Yeah, I love them.
Government agents.
Yeah,
they were basically parodying Men in Black. Honestly,
yeah.
I never understood that as a kid. Oh, I do think it's funny that Mr. Black is the white guy and Mr. White is the black guy.
Yeah, that's the joke.
It
is. That's completely the joke.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, we never learned their first names. We never learned their first names.
It's Mr.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And then of course Netflix revived it for like a season, and then it got canceled.
Yeah. And but Johnny Test was a really damn good show. The writing was straight spot on. I think it's overhated. Unlike Teen Titans Go, which I think is underhated. That needs more hate. But we're not going to go into that. We're not going to get to that.
Yeah, we're talking about cartoons we love tonight.
Yeah. And no, D-Pad, I don't want to talk about cartoons we hate.
Good.
Unless if you want to add that to this episode.
We'll save that for a future episode.
Lame. Coward.
I mean, if we want to talk about it now, yeah, fine, we can talk a little bit.
My honestly, my one choice is Cat Dog. That's the only choice I have. And I don't know if either of you guys have any.
I feel like I do, but I would save it for another episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then we can honestly get into more details with that.
Yeah.
Like, it is, sometimes it's more fun to rip into what you hate.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. So you say Kids WB, and I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I remember now. Fox Kids was like Fox Kids and Kids WB. They love to compete each other with like their shows because Kids WB had Pokemon, so Fox Kids had Digimon, and actually both Kids WB and Fox Kids actually both had Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except like it started off
Another
on
show
Fox,
I need to rewatch.
it started on Fox Kids. It started on Fox Kids, but then it moved to Kids WB, and then Kids WB came out with Batman Beyond. But honestly, and this is just me, I have to give it to Disney's One Saturday Morning, just because that was like the thing for me every Saturday. I like me and my brother both would wake up and we'd have to make sure that we were up in time because the first show that they would show for us would be Pepper Ann, and then Recess, then Doug, and we'd watch our cartoons until lunchtime. And then as we got older, we kind of started watching Fox Kids, and I still love Digimon to this day. I was heavily invested in Digimon. And honestly, this is just my thought, but I prefer Digimon over Pokemon.
Anime wise, I agree.
Yeah.
I was gonna say anime wise, I prefer Digimon. Game wise, I prefer Pokemon, but no, I'm kind of starting to lean towards I prefer Digimon more than Pokemon.
Honestly, I like Digimon just because of the animation, the story. Honestly, there would be some episodes where I'd be on the edge of my seat watching.
Yeah, what Digimon goes dark in some places. Like in the third season, the little girl falls into a coma because Leomon does his duty and dies again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's such a good series though.
Maybe I need to give Digimon another watch. I think I watched it once or twice as a kid.
Yeah, Digimon. I fully recommend Digimon.
Yeah.
I actually need to start playing the games I have because I have the double pack of Cyber Story on Switch, and I also have Survive.
Oh, nice.
How I wish I had a console.
Well, those games are also on PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know because they're digital monsters.
Oh, fuck you.
You.
I mean, Pokemon are pocket monsters, so I just kind of did the leap there.
No, that is true, but still,
it's still kind of funny though.
It is.
All right, so I think that wraps things up for this week's podcast. Unless there's something else you guys want to cover quickly before we wrap things up.
We had the start of JoJo Part 9 come out today, and I just want to go, Araki, what the fuck is November Rain? What the fuck does that do?
You're obviously excited.
I am excited because it's actually the first JoJo series that started when I actually have been a fan of the series. So sure. I actually get to read JoJo as it comes out.
Gotcha. No, I think the series that I'm gonna start rereading is the Yu-Gi-Oh series.
Yes, Yu-Gi-Oh manga is really good. Just be aware that they don't have Joey versus Kaiba in Battle City.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a manga. That is an anime only, and I hate that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Joey should have fucking gotten third in Battle City. Because it would have been karmatic justice to Kaiba for doing all this shit, almost ruining the world because he's a spoiled brat. And so that's why he gets 4th place in his goddamn tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also do recommend reading the 5D manga too.
Yeah, I know I gotta read that too, honestly. But yeah, all right. With that being said, I guess that wraps things up for this week's episode of the Yin Yang Podcast. As always, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Comment down below what you guys think of this week's episode.
And also comment what you think are good shows, and comment what your favorite Saturday morning cartoons are, and which of the 4 between Kids WB, Fox Kids, One Saturday Morning, and Foxbox you think was better.
And as always, be sure to follow my boy YuyuKirby over on his Twitch channel.
Yep.
And be sure to join the Discord server. The link for that will be in the description below, as well as the apology video that YuyuKirby put out. That will be also.
It's part of the last VOD, but it's the very beginning. So even if you don't want to watch the VOD, watch the beginning part.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, no, I just want to fully explain.
Yeah. I would like to once again thank RobotToaster for joining us. It was fun.
Welcome. I love being here.
We'll have the talk later about, you actually being a part of the podcast. But yeah, until next time, you guys, this has been D-Pad. Later days.
This has been Yuyu. Take care.
And this has been RobotToaster. Have a great night.